Coach Pete Meadows here. I want to walk you through the access, navigation, and functionality of this particular lesson. You're going to really enjoy the process. Now, before we get into that, we want to share with you, it's important to make sure that you place the correct email address in the field so that when you start the program and then complete it, you would be able to receive the access to the system, and then at the completion of the actual lesson, you'll get the report. Now, that report's about 50 to 60% of exactly what you're trying to accomplish in this review of your clip and the illustrations that we're going to have in the modules. So please make sure you have the appropriate email address inset. Once you've logged in, you're going to go to the introduction page, and the introduction page is going to have your access to your support, particularly the pieces that relate to the training bonuses that you get when you actually purchase the lesson. Now, from there, we're going to click on continue. We're going to go into the demo version that we have of the modules, and when you get there, you're going to get to hear the audio. The audio actually begins in every single module, and it gives you the instructions as to exactly what you need to do. And so you can replay that by clicking on the audio control. Now, before we get into how the lesson functions, let's talk about a couple of the navigation pieces. Starting in the lower left-hand corner where you see the outline button, you can go into any part of the lesson anytime you want to by clicking that button and reviewing where you may want to go. Now, that's important when you have completed the lesson and you want to replay it. Now, across from it to the right is the submit button. After you've placed all of your training pins and reviewed your particular placement, then you can submit that, and that allows you to go into the next phase of the lesson. Jumping back up top, you can see in the gray toolbar you are given the text overview of where you are in the process, and then there's also a text icon there that you can click on that will give you a more specific review of the actual skills that are being reviewed. Now, across from there, you can see some bio information and some audio control. Now, as we move down underneath the gray bar, you're going to see in every module there's going to be some text, introduction information, and right below the text that you will have in those training modules, you'll see a blue link and a green link. Now, in this instance, you can see there's an ad in the blue link, but in the training module, there will be a video link that will take you to an overview with more detail about exactly what you're trying to accomplish and what's inside each of the modules. Now, to the right is the green link that gives you the access to support when you maybe you get stuck or you've got a question. Now, as we move down into the actual training feature, let's talk a little bit about the objective of what we're trying to achieve here. We've inset a video, and we do in every version to kind of give you the theme of what we're looking to accomplish. Now, you can click on that and expand that video and actually play it, or then minimize it. And that sits right above the audio where you can control the audio, as I mentioned earlier, through those controls. Now, as we look at the actual lesson itself, you're going to see that there's an illustration here, and the audio and the text will have asked you to move your video clip, the one you have on your digital camera or inside your digital device, or if you've previously uploaded a video, you're going to use that video clip in a comparison with the illustration that you see here. And you're going to be asked to move your clip to a position in each module that represents placement similar to that you see in the actual illustration. Once there, then you can begin the process of going over the numeric review of each of the key points inside the illustration. So you can see there are 8 yellow stars that have numbers in it. Those are the 8 areas that we want to focus on for this particular module in the starting stance. And so when you look at your clip, which can be from a ball game last fall or this summer, could be from a practice or something you've just taken in the backyard, then you can come in and begin to seamlessly get into the lesson. Now, what's important about that is that you don't have to upload anything, and that's been a roadblock for a lot of these technologies in the past. People don't want to go through that process. Here, we've done away with all that, and you can immediately get into the process of reviewing your lesson. So, as I compare my video clip on my digital device with the illustration, I'm going to look at point number 1. Am I close? Well, if I am, then I'm going to put the training pin after I click on the illustration in the star. And I'm going to do that for each one of the skill areas that I actually am right on the money on. And so in instances where I'm missing the mark, or I'm close, or I can't tell for sure, then in those 3 instances, I'm going to actually place the training pin in the actual red circle. Now, at the point that I'm done completing all those, this will fill out, and I will be done and ready to move on.